Good morning, good afternoon, YouTube family. I'm excited. I know I've been kind of MIA. I promise you guys 2 videos a week, but it's been hectic. Life been lifing, so I'm here now. So let's get into it. Today, I want to talk a little bit about patience. Patience is something that I am still trying to master, so don't even be discouraged. We doing this together. I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive before you can have patience. And let me tell you how it connects. So let's say you hold a grudge towards people or a person, right? And you feeling like, oh yeah, you don't deserve, like, you agitate me. Every time I see you, you agitate me, or your kids agitate you. And it's just like, let's say you're a single mom, or you go off emotion. So even if it's not about your kids, it's not about that person, you still are dwelling on whatever you dwelling on. Whether it be that person that did you wrong, you have to evaluate why you don't have patience in daily life, in daily things. Somebody not speeding up and going too fast. Where are you rushing to? And why is your emotions controlling how you respond, right? So that person that's in front of you that's taking too long, and you're like, oh my God, come on. Or that kid that's just being a kid, but yet you are so agitated. Maybe you're agitated because the daddy not around. Maybe you're agitated because the significant other isn't helping you the way you need to be helped. Maybe you just feel overexhausted mentally and spiritually. And these are normal things, but having patience is for so many directions of life. Whether it be you're waiting on something to come, or you just want to manage your emotions better. I had to realize that tapping into my calm and sensitive self required me to forgive, so I wasn't constantly replaying my fears and my anger. And when you are angry and pissed at so many things and so many people that have done you wrong, and you're a person that harbors emotions instead of letting them out or handling them or healing from them, it causes you to be in a constant state of impatient mentality, right? And maybe it's just me, but I felt I was led to talk about this because it is a real thing. It's a real thing. And I was just like, what is it that causes other people to be patient? How are you patiently sitting and waiting? How are you just calm and collected? Isn't this driving you crazy? But then you and I'm going to give you guys a few tips on how to start this patient journey, and I'm hoping that it will help you. I'm going to start with number 1 and then just kind of break it down from there. Number 1 is work on your forgiveness, which we already started touching on. Also forgive yourself, because when you realize that what they did can't affect you unless you allow it, it kind of makes you see things in a different light, in a perspective. Like, even if you are taking too long in a line, I'm gonna be wherever I'm supposed to be at that specific time. So I'm not gonna rush anything. I'm going to live in the moment and be calm in this moment. And me going off on them ain't going to help me get there faster. It's not going to have me pay for my stuff faster. First of all, if you rushing, why are you in the store? Take accountability for your actions and understand that life doesn't go your way, but you could definitely manage your emotions and your choices. It is very important to know that not everything is your fault. Don't put that weight on yourself, but that's why you need forgiveness for yourself as well. So even if you slip up, even if you feel like, man, I did go off the handle, I did cuss them out today, it's like, okay, well, I know where I could have went better. I shouldn't have went to the store. I knew I didn't have time, but shoot, I knew I should have did it yesterday. That's my bad. That's not their fault. No one knew it was going to be a long line. No one knew it was going to be traffic. You feel me? Like, just knowing your placement and how you going off the handle is not going to help the situation definitely causes some reflection to self, and ultimately makes you a better person, a calmer person. And then you low key, you killing them with kindness, because they're gonna hurry up just because you're that much kind, you're that much calm, if that makes any sense. Okay, number 2, remember time is priceless, but focus on the now. So we kind of touched on that a little bit. Time is precious, so you do want to not waste your time frivolously, as far as like procrastination. Because sometimes procrastination could easily be because, you feeling like you're not going to get to your goals or whatever. And then that irritation, that agitation can cause impatience. And you're impatient with time even. Like, oh man, if things ain't going fast enough, But then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, man, I wish I would have enjoyed that moment, because even in that moment, things were simpler than now. And then you got to realize, are you ready for that elevation? Are you ready for that next level? You could look at the money and the good stuff that comes with it that you're expecting, but are you expecting the weight that comes with it also? And that is a process. That's a procedure in any walk of life, whether it be a platform, whether it be your music career, whether it be your art, whether it be your getting a job, getting your driver's license. Everything is a process, procedure, and patience comes with that. But if you so eager, you're going to make some messed up choices trying to get there faster. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you allow God to come into that situation and be like, God, whenever you see it fit for me to get this done, I would like to get this done, and believe he'll do it, and it will be done. Don't rush things. Let the process flow, because if it's for you, it will be yours, regardless of how long you take, or regardless of what route you took. You're going in that direction if you're being intentional. Okay, and even when you slip up, as long as you are aiming for that goal and you are seeking that, you're seeking God and you're seeking his purpose and your own will as well, as far as like, you want to do something and you're pursuing it, and allow God to help you along the way. Okay. Number 3, pour into yourself instead of wondering when someone will validate your worth and your feelings. So we touched on this a little bit too. So when you are expecting someone to apologize for something that they did to you, whether it be your mom, your pops, your grandpa, your cousin, your auntie, and you're constantly treating them the way that they done you, you can't treat people the way you perceive people, if that makes any sense. Like, you can't expect, right, this person here to do me wrong, this person has some type of whatever against me, or whatever, or they did this or they did that, you need to know that my forgiveness is for me. So I'm choosing to forgive you because the weight of holding it causes me to be impatient with others, causes me anxiety, causes me to have this sort of weighed down feeling. And no one deserves to feel that way. No one deserves to hold on to these unforgiving nature, because then you're not going to be able to love anybody right. You're going to be counting up their flaws like a whole list. Yeah, you did this, you did that, so I'm not going to do this for you. Know who you are, what you stand for, what your boundaries are. Worry about you, baby. Worry about you. Because the moment you know who you are, where you stand, what your worth is, what you deserve, how you want to treat people, what you want to give, all of these things for you, you're gonna be like, okay, they did that, so I know how to move now. I know how to handle this. I'm not gonna go off the handle. Why? What for? What is that changing? What is that? I respect myself enough not to go off the handle. I respect myself enough not to do that stupid thing. I deserve to be treated like this, so I'm not going to present as something other than that. So your patient level, it is hard for most of us. I was never just had the best patience. Even as a young child, I was always agitated because I was angry at people. The moment I seen that it was not serving me or them, it was not helping me mentally, physically, spiritually, then I realized that it was pointless. And I was able to manage my anger. I was able to identify where my anger was from and why I had this irritation, why I couldn't be patient. And when also, like, when you deal with people, when you care about what people think and you care about how people are going to perceive you, and you don't know who you are truly, it makes you all over the place, because it's just like, oh, I don't want them to do this, and I don't want them to, and you want to control everything. You only can control what you do, how you feel, your perspective, your mindset, what you speak to yourself. So as long as you have your mind together, your heart pure, your heart in line, then there's not much that will faze you. And when it does, you need to address it to the person, to yourself. If there's something they won't, and you came to them already and they're not acknowledging it, they're not like, hey, I'm sorry about this, even if they don't apologize, even if they're like, that's just me, then you know how to deal with them. You know to keep them at a distance. You know how to handle it. It doesn't mean don't love them. It don't mean just have a cutoff game that's so strong. It just means I know how to handle this individual. And that's why people say all the time, make sure you're not having this big group of people, because then it gets chaotic. And you gotta be aware of everything that you do and your patterns. And that's why yourself alone is a lot to deal with. So why are we trying to get more friends? Why are we trying to please everybody? Why are we trying to get this validation? We need to validate ourselves, because that's the only thing that's going to matter. That's the only, having self-control, being aware of our emotions, all these things, managing our anger is for us. It is not for everybody else. It is for us. Okay? I'm not going to talk your ear off. I think you guys get it. I love you guys, but God loves you more. And I'm hoping that everybody watching this video stays blessed, stays encouraged, and stay safe and stay warm. I don't know about y'all, but it's cold here in my little state, and I just love you guys. Share, like, subscribe, do all those things you know to do. And until next time, peace.